Welcome to some Guilty Pleasure Treasure here on McGTV with some special guests, Dan, Max, 3 Geeks Podcast. Go check out the YouTube channel as always and check out some of our episodes like Remake Revolution and To the Chat Cave and some McChats where we talk about movies kind of like this. But here on Guilty Pleasure Treasure, well, it's a special occasion because Dan and I finally were able to introduce Max to one of our guilty pleasures, The Warriors from Walter Hill, 1979, I believe. Dan, or actually, you know what? Let's go with Max, since this was your first time seeing The Warriors. Had you ever had any exposure to anything from The Warriors?
No, I knew about The Warriors come out and play, you know, that line. I knew that it was about a bunch of street gangs in New York, but I didn't really know anything about like the actual plot of the movie. I just kind of missed it, and then it was one of those things where it was like, "You've never seen The Warriors? You gotta see it." So I don't want to watch it. You know, I'm just like, "Well, fuck you. I'm not gonna watch it."
I say that to Max all the time about every movie, and he just doesn't give a shit.
Well, I don't know. It's like a little 7-year-old in me that just like.
The more someone tells me to do something.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do it. So yeah, but I'm sorry. I have that attitude now. I enjoyed it. It's a thoroughly enjoyable movie. There are just some like gapingly stupid things about the movie.
I'll agree.
But it's just a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good film stuff in there. Like it's actually, you know, it keeps you intrigued just with, you know, like the shots of New York and the way, you know, like. The groups these guys encounter, like all the different gangs are really cool, and you're just excited to see who's going to pop up next. So I mean, I liked it a lot. I mean, I had a bunch of fun, and yeah, it's a good movie.
If you had to pitch the Warriors,
I shouldn't say it's a good movie, but it's an enjoyable movie.
If you had to pitch the Warriors to now someone who is in your position, it's like, what would you say to kind of sell them on it?
If you've seen Battle Royale or The Raid. If you like those films, this one's really old, so you know obviously the action isn't as fast paced. But if you like that sort of movie, then this is a movie up your alley. Like if you can deal with the age. This is signed 1979, so if you can deal with the age of it, absolutely watch this movie. It's a bunch of fun. That's how I would sell it.
I'll agree that a lot of the fights and the choreography, it feels visceral. There's a lot of you can feel some connection with the blows at times.
Yeah, and what's good too is it's not really heavily choreographed, or I should say, like it looks like street brawlers fighting each other. Not like like it would be cool if there was some. I mean, like there were some gangs who knew some moves and stuff like that. So you could have like if you're remaking it or like you could have like really fast paced. You're like The Raid or Daredevil style like action sequence, hallway action sequence. Mm-hmm. But also. It's good to just like kind of have people like swinging bats wildly and just like kind of going at it the way untrained people would. Like they know how to fight kind of, but they're not trained to fight.
Yeah, like the baseball furies. I have a theory that they're just like they're for the intimidation factor. They can't actually fight that well.
Right.
They just look really scary and they carry baseball bats.
And they got numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. And they run really well. They're good at cardio.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, they train for baseball, I guess. But at first I thought when they're running with the bats and they have the bat tucked away like that, and they're running, I couldn't see the bat. I just kind of saw the shine off the bat, so it looked like he was running with a stopwatch. And I was like, and then after I realized it was a bat, I was like, I wish he had the stopwatch because. How funny would it be if he's just like tiny, like
it's a little idiosyncrasy into that specific group.
Right. And, oh my god, I think that would just be so great if he's just like, you are not running fast, like you're not making time. Everyone's doing laps when we get back.
You're not going to beat the Warriors at this pace. Come on.
Yeah, dude. Like, that would have been great.
Dan, I was curious with you. Did you ever read the novel?
I did not actually. So I've wanted to, but I've never picked it up.
So I'm really kind of curious, like what the vast kind of changes were, or how much Walter Hill and I guess Lawrence Gordon, the producer, went through to kind of adapt it for the time period that it was, or if that was something that was set in primarily. But you were mentioning some trivia when we were watching the movie? You were mentioning some trivia or some things, ideas of like designs for gangs that didn't even show up into the final movie.
Yeah. I know that they just gave like the costume designer and one of the artists like free reign to do like whatever, and they came up with like tons of gangs that never made it to the film. But there's sketches of them.
Were there 2 Warriors games, right?
There was one for the main systems in the PSP. And there was another like arcade brawler. The arcade brawler wasn't that good, but I don't think they were in there.
Yeah, I thought there was something where the other gangs like made it in and got representation.
Some of the other gangs made it into like the main game, but you pretty much play as the warriors. I think there's another mode where you can like fight against a friend or something.
Okay. I think it would be cool for an MMO where it's a Warriors universe and you get to create like your gang and your colors and your motif.
I think there was a proposed. I'll have to look this up, but continue. Like,
what
is
this? So because I really like City of Heroes, but half of the fun was creating a superhero and giving him like all of his little flair and his identity. And oops, sorry.
Sorry,
Darth Vader.
Yeah, fuck you, Darth Vader. You're not my gang. But it would be really fun. You create your gang, and you like those dudes with the all in the purple, like those pimp dudes with the cool hats and everything. But I think that would be really cool, and then they could easily just make a kind of whatever sort of storyline you got to go through. But if you have a really badass character creator, then I think that'd be a lot of fun.
You make it kind of like Saints Row.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Online, that would work well, I think.
But in this day and age, all the kids would be like, "Oh, that's ripping off Saints Row." But then it's like, no, Saints Row ripped off the Warriors first and foremost.
Saints Row ripped off GTA first.
Make the game fun, and who gives a fuck? But I think that'd be really cool. I'd be interested to play that.
Favorite moment from the movie? I know we have a couple of favorite moments, probably. But let's start over here with Dan. What's your favorite moment from the movie?
I've got 2. One where they have the giant fight in the bathroom with the roller skate guys.
Yeah.
And 2.
Doesn't only one of those guys have roller skates?
I thought 3 of them did.
At least like 2. I would say.
Because when there were those 3 guys just standing there, one of them just had tennis shoes on.
Main C. Thomas Howell looking dude is
right.
Kind of the ringleader of them all.
And I like when I don't even know his name, but when the main bad guy just breaks at the end. Just starts whining on
David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah, like it was the Warriors.
No,
it wasn't me.
No. That was so lame. Oh my god.
You were disappointed by how he pushed down.
I thought they were gonna rumble at least.
But he's such a douche throughout the entire film. As soon as he get hurt, like everything like in his brain just breaks, and he's just like, no.
I know, but I'm just like, okay, now if this dude is like, I think that dude should have been like more like British punk rock, like fucking anarchy. Yeah, dude, just like fucking, and then he throws the fucking knife, and he's like, but like he still fights the dude. Like there should have been a fight at the end, not like a quick draw, with a gun and a switchblade. And like,
I think that would make him cool, though.
Yeah,
like the way he is. I mean, he guns down Cyrus in cold blood because Cyrus is the cool one. He shows up for like 5 minutes, has this giant master plan, gets gunned down by Mr. Little Harry dude.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like that dude did it just to do it. Like he did it just for fucking. Like I thought he was hardcore, and I liked him as a hardcore, just fucking insane dude. He's like, I do shit because it fucks shit up.
Yeah,
and I liked that. I thought that was kind of cool, and then I thought he was playing the part pretty well until the end, and he just finally was just like some little pussy pissant fucking.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first saw the movie, I kind of predicted that's how it was gonna go, and that was kind of the humorous edge to it. Like this guy who's all about the anarchy and who's trying to play like big and crazy and intimidating. And just, given his short, I think also his short stature plays into that as well.
Yeah,
like he's supposed to be like this
Napoleon complex.
Napoleon complex, exactly. But then when he comes down to an actual physical confrontation with somebody, he'll just. I kind of dug that aspect of it, but I mean, I can see how you'd be disappointed because David Patrick Kelly does a great job with that character. Like he goes like foaming at the mouth nuts.
Yeah.
So it works, but I can understand kind of being disappointed that it doesn't.
Because
that kind of payoff.
Swan is a proven badass, right?
Yeah,
I mean, throughout the whole movie, dude's a hard ass. So, fucking, and then the dude's injured already. So, like I say, he just runs at him and gets knocked out, not just whimper. I just want him to get. I feel like he earned it. I feel like he earned not being a little fucking shit. I don't know. I wanted the bad guy to be better. I don't know.
Well, in a movie like this, I feel like the only real bad guy or the only real obstacle is everybody against them.
Yeah.
So the circumstances just suck for these guys.
Yeah.
And that he's just the one who kind of initiates that whole chain of events. It doesn't really matter that there is a big face-off with him in the end, because it's like the whole journey's about like getting home.
Right.
Essentially.
I mean, that's true.
But
I don't know.
If he was going to be like the badass guy, then he would stand up in the beginning and be like, you know, Cyrus is laying there in a pool of his own blood. He was like, I did that shit.
No,
you know?
that's not it, because it doesn't sow discord.
Oh, okay. I mean,
because again,
he's a manipulator.
Like I said, he's just out to mess everything up. So he's like, oh, they did it, and then watch everyone swarm over them.
Yeah. I mean, I like your version of a bad guy.
That's the Joker. I want the Joker.
But yeah. But he needs to be in a better film where he's more the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I liked it. You know, I liked him again, just like right up until the end. But like my favorite scene, I would say, would be the Lizzies. How dumb are these dudes?
It's so transparent, like what those girls are doing.
Yeah. That was just.
Ignore the fact that they're all wearing gang-like colors.
Yeah, they're all wearing the same color. There's 7 or 8 of them just hanging out together. Like, when do you ever have that happen? When in your life has that happened? Like 10 chicks just hanging out in the street.
But like you mentioned,
you guys are cute. Let's go.
But like you guys mentioned before, though, it hadn't come to some of the Warriors' attention hadn't even dawned on them that, oh, they think we did this, so they're going to be looking for us.
It was also like a part of like when the movie was made, you know, because like you have the dude just, you know, saying the bad F word, not fuck, but the other bad one that we're not supposed to say.
You're not going on me, are you?
And he drops that like 35 times.
Yeah.
There's no way you get away with that now. So, you know, like, and then, those chicks seem like, I guess there's a macho kind of like, hey, there's a bunch of girls, they need men around them to protect them. So, there's kind of that attitude, but still, it's just such an obvious, and then, actually, this is my favorite part is when the chick gets hit by the chair. I thought
that was pretty fun.
Realistic stunts that they had in the movie, and I don't know, I just dug it, like, just took a chair to the dome piece.
Yeah.
I gotta say, my favorite scene out of all of it, if I had to think, is the fight in the park with the Furies. Like, the way it starts off, because you have that, like you were saying, it's like they're mainly just bluster. It's all for show until it gets to an actual fight, and then they're useless. But the way that one Fury starts off with the bat, like. And then Ajax is just like, enough of this shit, and just gets right into it with him.
Like 5 minutes later, like they take all their bats from the Furies.
Yeah, and that's where they got their first weapon. Like, it was the first boss level, and they upgraded.
But everything that happened in the park, especially like that, to Ajax finally getting his comeuppance with the undercover cop and all that stuff.
That's the part I really like too, because you know he loses his whole.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating because you can see what's going to happen. As the viewer, you're like, I know exactly what's going to happen to this shithead. But at the same time, it's like it's within James Remar's character to be a shithead like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like with the Lizzies too, it's like, you know, the Warriors are badass, but they're not that bright, you know? It's just like, oh yeah, girls, and like, you know, Ajax sees like the lone lady sitting on a park bench in the middle of the night. Never even thinks
to get some exercise.
It's like, whatever. Hey, it's great.
It's not just that. It's not only that she was like basically undercover and like trying to entrap people. It was also the fact that she entraps him because he's pretty much going to rape her.
Oh, absolutely going to rape her.
And that's like, I'm like, this dude totally deserves everything. Didn't he involve that
other chick's panties?
No, that was Swan with, I can never remember her name.
I don't remember.
The girl who starts all this shit. But no, he moves in close because he rips off a part of her dress because he puts it into the Molotov cocktail that they throw at the orphans. But they don't throw it at the orphans. They throw it at a car near the like 10 feet away from the orphans, and the orphans freak.
That was also dumb.
It's like medieval magic, you know.
I mean, like, why could it would have just made sense if they threw the fire between them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you're not coming through.
Scatter.
Yes. But
well, it just shows the orphans are just like so like low level that they were.
I mean,
they didn't get to go to the conference. They're scared of a car on fire. They just kind of like hang around.
You don't need to even set the car on fire. I mean, like, you're saving money now.
I mean,
all you're doing is exploding the thing on the ground.
I mean, technically, they could have taken the car and drove back to the
Well, I mean, like, you have to know how to hotwire the car.
I mean, that's part of the times too.
You do in the game. I mean, you can steal the radio out.
I just factor that into, and that's part of the times as well. Even though it's supposed to be taking place in the future, like when I lived in New York for a while, I'm like, there's no way the trains wait this long at stations. It's like there's no way you'd be waiting this long or whatever. And you know what? The trip to Coney Island doesn't seem that harrowing these days. But then again, that was pre-gentrification. So
Yeah.
when New Yorkers were afraid to go out at night, so because these streets are deserted, and it's filthy, grimy 70s, like you said, Times Square, New York.
I love that feel of the film, though, the filthy, grimy 70s.
I mean, it works for it. It works for it. I can believe there are street gangs running these streets because there's nobody else out there. Why? It's like Mad Max, Mad Max and the Road Warrior and all that stuff taken to the city.
There's like 5 or 6 people like at the subway stop, when they show up and they like push over 3 of them.
Well, it makes sense because like in a year or two, I could definitely see Snake Plissken trying to break into this place. Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the genesis of New York as the prison island.
That's a theory right there. I think
whatever it is, Cleveland.
I'm sure there's an internet theory out there that connects the Warriors to the state of New York. But
awesome.
While we were watching Max, you had a couple of cast predictions if they were ever to reboot. And I know Dan is like, no, they should never reboot this. But you were agreeing to some of these cast choices.
I said that because I think that as a whole they would screw it up.
Oh, yeah.
I like some of the cast predictions.
What were some of these predictions?
I would cast who did I say? Kit Harington as Swan.
Mm-hmm.
I would cast Rosario Dawson as the radio lady.
Hang in there, bobbers.
Yeah, I think she would do a really it's just her mouth, but and the putting the record on. But I don't know. I like Rosario Dawson.
Well, in the reboot though, they like delve very deep into that character. Like it would just be a walk on. Like they'd be like, no, she's got to have her whole backstory in there.
Like she's actually the leader of the Riffs.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That would actually be kind of cool twist. I'd like.
All right, so I said, you said Keegan-Michael Key. I
meant that jokingly for Cyrus.
It works.
He looks a little bit like Cyrus except for the nose.
But I feel like he could carry that off though. Like because like if you look at Coach, what does he do? He does that. Oh my goodness!
Not the substitute teacher.
No. There's a coach.
Jake Quillen.
He plays some coach, and it's just like he goes off the rails. And I think that it would be perfect. You said it as a joke, but as soon as you said it, I was like, that is so much better than what I originally thought. So yeah, I'd say that absolutely.
Sadly, you only have to hold that for like 5 minutes.
But he was good.
We said James Remar needs to come back and cameo as a cop.
Yeah, I mean that would just be.
And he needs to get kicked in the face for all the times he kicked cops in the face.
Zac Efron as I don't know his name, but that doofus looking one of that shitty.
The guy's always smiling.
It's like,
are you kidding?
Why do these trains take so long?
Cowboy.
Michael B. Jordan as the Afro. I don't even know what his name is.
The guy with the Afro who's not Rembrandt.
Yeah. Not Rembrandt.
Okay.
But he's like the third. You know what I'm saying? Like there's Swan, then there's like the kind of in charge black guy.
Oh, the war chief guy.
Yeah, like with all the braided stuff in his hair.
Yeah, I forget his name.
But
it's like Cochise or something in the name?
Cochise, maybe. That would make sense.
Did we cast, what's her name?
No, we couldn't figure out. I was kind of thinking Selena Gomez, but I don't know if she... Oh, no, you said, what's her face?
Aubrey Plaza.
Yes.
Because I think Aubrey Plaza, because she would do that whole, like, I don't give no shits about anybody type of thing, and be kind of that side of bitchy, but also cool. So.
Right. And I like in the remake, I wanted to be a little cooler. Hey. Was there any other casting we did? I don't think we got too far.
How about for the main bad guy?
Ooh, that guy, yeah, the guy who plays the Penguin.
You would have the guy who's playing the Penguin now in Gotham
play the bad guy.
See,
especially if you're gonna have.
I thought you meant you'd have David Patrick Kelly. He's like, that guy should have been the Penguin.
I would definitely do that.
Too.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, something on that show needs fixed.
They should switch.
So here's what needs to happen. That dude, Robin Lord Taylor is the actor's name.
Okay, yes.
From Gotham. He needs to play the new version of David Patrick Kelly's character.
Yes.
David Patrick Kelly. Go talk to Warner Brothers. Go talk to, well, he can't talk to Zack Snyder right now, but go talk to Jeff Johns or someone. See if you can get into the Affleck Batman movie as Penguin whenever that's dropping.
That would be cool.
2053, I'm guessing,
he's short.
is when that movie's coming out.
He's super short.
I mean, that's one of those guys that seems really cool, but he's always typecast into like that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and that'd be a cool version.
Well, he's your poor man Sean Penn.
And if you're going,
if
you're going with older Batman too, it makes sense because David Patrick Kelly is old.
Yeah. I totally know. I would
Old
really
villains.
dig that as the Penguin.
I
think he could kill it.
buy that his Penguin could have a long-rooted history with Affleck's Batman, more so than I can see Jared Leto's Joker having a history with Affleck's Batman.
Yep.
So, there you go.
I'm sorry, I tried to give that a chance.
This is a whole different...
That's a whole different podcast.
Dan, what would you give out of 10? What would you give the Warriors?
Dude, this is one of my favorite movies, and I view it more than a guilty pleasure, but at least a 9.
9? How about for you, Max?
I'm going to give it a bad score, but that's just because it's not a good movie. So I give it a 6, which isn't a terrible score, but it's not very good. But I really liked it. You know, like I don't like my scores to reflect how I feel. I just want the score to be, for the movie.
For the movie
But
itself.
I really enjoyed it. I just say it gets a 6, but it's super old and there's a whole bunch of gaping plot dumbness in there.
Yeah.
And I don't like the end really, so that's why. But I really enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. I was awake the whole time, Dan.
Yeah. I mean, granted, this is one of the first films that I've told Max that he needs to see, that he's actually watched and liked.
And stayed awake for the entire time.
and stayed awake for.
Because most of the shit you make me watch, I'm just like, I'm going to go to sleep.
Most of that is anime, but
or
fair enough.
old fucking samurai movies.
Old samurai movies.
But anyway, no, this is really fun. It is dated, but again, like if you're into the sort of kind of 300 style, a bunch of guys just trying to get through it. It's that movie, and it's the first, like you said, it's the originator of that. So, if you're looking to pick up a bit of movie history, then I'd say watch this movie.
Yep.
It's solid.
I definitely fall somewhere in between. It's like I give it about an 8 because, well, I just love the style of it, and I just remember the visual palette. Like, even though it's dark and grimy, there's this otherworldly aesthetic going, especially with, like you said, the gang designs and the way they set up the world. Like, you have that one just group of skinheads roving around in a school bus, and that is
all hanging off of it and stuff. That was so cool.
If you were worried about someone if they were to update this franchise or update this idea, George Miller would be right at home with something like this. Like, could you see George Millerized, like a version of that, as it were? This I mean, there's this hyper reality of
Mad Max, the new Mad Max.
Oh yeah,
he's done all.
He's the old Mad Max.
He's done all the Mad Maxes.
That dude, I mean, Fury Road. I wasn't really expecting much, even though I knew he did the rest, and that knocked it out of the park. So yeah, that's cool. He can take anything from my childhood and turn it into...
Well, especially in something like the bathroom fight where you have the Warriors flipping people into bathroom stalls and just splintering all over the place. Like, there's this hyper reality going for this movie that I just love every time I see the action sequences, especially. I do, even though there's not much character established with your main set of heroes, you get what a lot of them are all about right away. You get that Swan is this very reluctant but determined type of guy who can be a good leader if he put his mind to it. You get a little bit of the girl's case where, she's out to cause trouble, but it's because she's living in the moment and just wants to stir up as much excitement and shit as possible.
She's honestly bored.
And she's bored of life.
Dude, what a bitch, though, at the beginning of this.
I know, that is that's a shitty introduction.
She is just fucking spitting fire at everything walking.
Yeah. You heard me say it to Dan as soon as she started. I'm like, oh, God, this bitch. She just causes trouble, but I mean, that's her nature, is to I'm bored with life. I need to cause trouble. I need to stir up something in the now. And I kind of get that joie de vivre.
in her defense, she's hanging out with the orphans who don't seem to be like the greatest guys ever.
Oh my
they're the ultimate. They're the ultimate. Like,
They're scared
whip
of
dudes.
fire, and
They're the ultimate whip dudes. Like they'll.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just throw the Molotov cocktail between them? Why?
because they didn't have
between
to.
them?
Like, it
Like,
just
why
shows
do you
the
hit the
orphans
car?
are even
The car
sadder
is
than.
like 35 feet from the fucking orphan. And they're like, oh my goodness, and they all just run off.
They're like
Yeah.
very excitable dogs. They're like,
Yeah. Hey,
Oh my
yep,
goodness.
yep,
It was-
and then they run away.
That was one thing where I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
So I mean that's why it's kind of an A for me. Is it's like there are those moments where it's just like stretch of reality, but movie. So I mean there are points where I'm just like I have to let it go for the sake of the movie itself. But I do love the style. I do love some of the interactions between characters and the dialogue. It's just it can seem a little dated, but at the same time it's like you know what? There's some classic lines in there. Oh, tar fuck. I just love the enunciation.
Yeah.
Can you dig it? I mean,
Yeah, of course, can you dig it? And of course, you ain't going on me, are you? So
Oh my goodness. He
he loves that word.
For the 80s, I was like, that's like a bit much, isn't it? I don't know, maybe I'm just soft in these times. But I was like, wow, they really went for it with this guy, huh? He is a 100% homophobe. Like he can't even not beating somebody up. You're acting like him.
That is the one. That is the one thing about updating something like this that I feel you would lose in the translation. Is that the gruffness of it at times? You understand why it's there for something like this movie, and let's be honest, it's like there's still that gruffness in the world today.
Yeah.
But like you wouldn't
But
play that
nobody
up in a
would say
Hollywood
it, right.
movie.
No.
It's like so. I could see this going the way of. I never saw it, but I know it's probably god awful. The Point Break remake or something.
Ugh, didn't see that either.
As much as I would love George Miller or someone along those lines to get their hands on this material because they would get it, it would probably go along the lines of something like that where they're like, we need to bring in the PG-13 crowd.
Edit by committee.
No, this movie's rated PG.
Yeah, but 70s PG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's basically PG-13.
No, this is R technically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But at the
it's
time,
the extended cut.
yeah,
though,
this is.
so
We watched the Ultimate Director's Cut, which.
I mean, because like this movie was a little rapey,
Yeah.
and there's Remar's character. So I mean, in a nutshell, like that's a whole lawsuit. waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And,
But also, there's a huge difference between PG today and what PG constituted in the 70s. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we had an ad for the airplane
Yeah.
on the previews,
Mm.
and that was PG when it came out. But that has got
Airplane had frontal nudity.
Airplane has frontal nudity. It's got a scene involving. I mean, the implication is autopilot is getting blown. It's got very deep-seated 70s racial humor going
it's
on.
okay. I speak jive.
Yeah, so
which I still find hilarious as hell, but
I still find that funny. But it's like what constitutes as PG in modern day definitely would not translate.
No.
I want to go back to the old PG.
yeah,
I want to go back
that
to
would
the.
be awesome.
But
How did you get a
But you
rating?
can't
How did you
anymore.
get R rating in the 70s?
I mean, it was.
you basically had PG and R. There was no PG-13 until Raiders of the Lost Ark.
But even still,
So
even still,
I mean,
like, how did you get R? If you can have full frontal nudity,
you had to actually.
Yeah, it depended on the
be
frequency.
offensive.
Yeah, it was still like a lot of
like heads exploding R.
a lot of the New World stuff and the the driving stuff. That's R, but because it's not just like a briefing like an airplane and then it's gone. It's like it's an excess. Like those are movies about like Jackson County Jail or whatever, which is about it's about a lady who gets assaulted in prison.
No, I want to go back. I want to go back in time to the.
Yeah.
No,
But-
everything's for kids now, dude.
But
But everything was for kids then. Like,
Stephen King's
the kids are supposed to watch this movie.
Stephen King's
PG means parental guidance. It doesn't mean drop your kid off and have them watch the movie alone.
Parental guidance meant the parents actually had to do their job. PG these days means it's like, they'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a Disney movie, but may have fart jokes.
I mean, like, that's what G is. You know what I'm saying? Like, RPG is G. Like, that is general.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, anyone can go and watch it, and it's not gonna-
gentrification, sir.
All of the movies that are PG now, like I think Finding Dory was PG.
Yeah.
Like that would be that's RG, right?
Well,
that's our generation.
The only thing is, I'm saying, but Disney and Pixar do like have a way of fucking with you, like.
It's subtle.
They always choose they're like, okay, the parent dies, or this tragic thing
happens.
No. Watch Bambi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's always terrible.
Mom dies and everything burns.
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
That's dramatic.
Exactly my point. So, like, PG does make a certain amount of sense because there's always some terrible thing that happens in the movie that you might have to explain to your child. Like,
well, because also they know like adults are gonna be watching this too because it's a long-standing brand. But like, you know, our Star Wars are PG-13 now, and those were PG up until what was it, Revenge of the Sith?
Star Wars will definitely be PG.
Yeah,
I could easily put Star Wars in a PG.
Yeah.
Even these new ones were.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of explosions and those, you know, like you gotta get your fidget spinner on.
Kids running their dads through with light swords. Spoilers.
As long as we're.
You never said which movie.
Hold on.
At least two.
Yeah, there's at least two.
Anyways, go ahead, Dan.
No, as long as we're on this talk, I mean, I just want like rated R films again. Like actual, they make like a couple of
Logan.
a year. Deadpool, Logan, but I mean horror films. Please make them R again, please.
Please.
Just no, they were so much better, and they were for adults. I mean,
you don't like horror movies.
Exactly. That's all.
Yeah. But I mean, even action films, like, you know, what if they had decided to make John Wick PG-13?
Okay.
No.
Why would you do that?
It could work. Like Batman v Superman got the R-rated cut where people splatted and, you know, there was some swearing and there was another half an hour and still didn't make any damn
hot
sense.
button movies.
We're going to get to the whole separate video log now. But
all right.
What we're saying is make more shit like The Warriors.
Yes.
And make it R-rated.
Make it pretty
PG.
and happy. I mean,
make it R-rated, but PG.
I don't care what you make it about.
or I should say, make it PG rated, but R.
Have some.
Wait, what?
I want The Warriors. And, you know, like The Warriors came out, it was PG, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Okay.
And now it's an R movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or at least PG-13. But maybe it might get to R, especially with all the rapiness.
Yeah. Again,
I want
gentrification.
I want my PG movies to be R, and I want to take the kids to them, and I want the kids to be messed up afterwards, and I'll be like, "Hey, kids, why are you messed up?" And they'll be like, "Well, this kind of messed me up, and that kind of messed me up." And I'm like, "All right, well, let's work it out." And then the kids learn something.
And by take your kids to them, you mean take
I
Jason's
didn't say
kids.
my kids. I said the kids.
The kids. You're just you're just gonna round up a kindergarten class and take it to the movie.
School buses of children in to see the new Warriors movie and to fuck them up.
Kids,
I like this.
Kids, you're gonna hear a lot of this phrase, so let me just give you right up out of the gate the definition of run a train on her.
That means
that's in the movie. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, it is.
That's the Warriors.
Yeah.
This is the longest guilty pleasure trailer ever. And it's awesome. No, it's awesome because it's usually just me talking about like Mark Hamill being awesome as a serial killer or something like that.
I want to see that movie. I saw
for 10 minutes and then that's it. But thank you guys.
No problem.
This was a fun watch and it was a fun time just sharing some awesome stuff about Walter Hill and the Warriors.
I had fun though. Definitely check this movie out.
We didn't even get to the technical things about this that makes it special.
The what now?
Save that for later.
Yeah, we'll get to technical. There'll be a Mick chats, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But thank you, Dan. Thank you, Max. Anything coming up? You guys were in the convention circuits this weekend. Anything coming up for 3 Geeks from that?
Well, I know our next main event is Columbus Comic Con in August. So,
probably be there.
Yeah, Mike could probably be down. Hopefully, and so that'll be our next big thing. But otherwise, you know, we got our normal podcast on Sunday, the 3 Geek News, and then This Is Most Unorthodox on Monday is like the only set nights we have.
Animaniacs on Friday, hopefully.
If we can get it going, and we try. But
and we have a whole bunch of interviews that we hope to get edited and put on.
There we go.
From the
BTCT.
Yes, BTCT.
BCTC.
BTT. Okay, say what it is.
Comic
there we go.
Toy Convention.
There we go. Much better.
Yeah.
And
So,
hopefully
I got
we get
this
them all
cool t-shirt
edited
from
and
there.
done.
Check out 3 Geeks. Check them out on Twitter and on YouTube. I'll have the links below. But also thank you for watching here on McGTV. Peace.
Do some more shit.
Do some.
Rock on. Yeah.